Welcome friends to another Dune video. Today we look at scenes from Children of Dune by Frank Herbert. We examine how Jessica trains Farad'n, who is a Corino, and also use this to provide a little insight into the Bene Gesserit training she gives him. So let's get straight into it. Farad'n is the grandson of Shaddam, and his mother wants to use him to reclaim the Lion Throne, as do the Sardaukar, but he did not know about an assassination attempt that was made on Paul's son Leto. This attempt was actually made by his mother. Farad'n meets Jessica and Duncan after this and warns them a mute is there to kill them. If there are signs, Jessica is manipulating him. Jessica tells Farad'n that the Sisterhood want him on the throne with Ganima as his mate. He agrees to banish his mother for her part in the plot to kill Leto, Ganima's brother. Jessica, measuring him, offers to train him. She starts by saying he must learn patience through recognizing the raw instability of things. At her instruction, he examines his hands. She then says, imagine them aging. He says nothing happened, and she responds by saying that he must make them old, then young again, from infant to great age, back and forth. Jessica says, if you demand it from your senses, it will happen, and to visualize what is happening to help him. She wants to teach him patience and relative stability. To use Jessica's words, this is the perspective which you can create with your own belief, and beliefs can be manipulated by imagination. You've learned only a limited way of looking at the universe. Now you must make the universe your own creation. This will permit you to harness any relative stability to your own uses, to whatever uses you are capable of imagining. She says he must keep trying to view his hands in the ways she has said, and he must keep going till he succeeds. He later wakes her in the night, excited to tell her he has succeeded. He says that, I saw my own hands shrink into chubby fists, and I remembered. They were my hands when I was an infant. I remember being an infant, but it was a clearer memory. I was reorganizing my own memories. He imagined this so well that he felt physical effects on his body from imagining he had those old hands. And Farad'n says, the lesson this has taught him is that my mind controls my reality. Jessica says this is the start of the Prana Bindu balance. She says that this came as he stopped fighting against himself and she is impressed with how quickly he learnt he must eventually be able to do this at will, and it will let him be filled by the ability to test any reality against your own demands. Next, he must learn to move the little toe on his left foot without moving another muscle, and that in time he will do this with every muscle in the body. Farad'n wants to know Jessica's plan for him, and she says it is to teach him to become whatever he most desires, most likely not what his mother or the Sardaukar had taught him, and he must control his desires like he controls his reality. Later, Jessica says her son saw the shapes which existing forces would create unless they were diverted. Rather than turn against his fellow man, he turned against himself. He refused to accept only that which comforted him, because that was moral cowardice. My assumption on take on this would be that when Paul returns as the preacher and condemns his own previous actions, that is what she is referring to there. Jessica says life is a mask through which the universe expresses itself, that humankind is a natural community, and that the fate of all life is at stake in the fate of an individual. So here the Bene Gesserit stop playing God and find people selectively to teach and set them free. With this influence, the chapter ends. Jessica's words and all the preparation which had gone before had done their work. Farad'n was no longer a Corino, he was now Bene Gesserit. And so he has strong feelings against the Corino way of doing things, and he does marry Ganima, Paul's daughter, and Farad'n plays an important part in Leto's golden path The match between him and Ganima will bring the bloodlines together to aid future generations. So now, friends, I turn this over to you. What do you think to Jessica's teachings and her influence, both the one she has in what she says and the many hidden meanings in what she says to Farad'n as well? And have you been taught to wiggle your little toe and not use any other muscle? Comment down below.